I'm going to talk about some of the automations in Materio. First things first, when I'm starting a project, as I start to upload floor plans and create revisions for those, when I replace them, Materio is going to automatically take care of those versions for me. So I'm going to replace this plan page here. And then what you'll notice is that when I do that, the plan page here says version 2, the date and the time, and then it's going to show me the original version as well. So I can go back and see different versions. So that's one thing Material is going to automatically help me keep track of. Second is when I'm starting an outline on a project, it's going to help me automatically set up my project. So I can say the amount of rooms and bathrooms that are that are in the project that I'm working on, and then I can also I can go in and I can say, depending on the categories of work that I'm using, like for instance, I have permits and plans, and then I'm also going to look at things like plumbing, it's going to know that in a primary bathroom, there are certain types of selections. So when I do that, and I select them all, and I get started, it's going to populate the selections for me. And then also what I can do is automatically set up my project markup from the beginning. So for this, I'm going to put 40%. What that's going to do is it's going to apply a 40% markup to all the items that are added. And then it's also going to allow me to override that if I need to at some point. So I'm going to get off to a great start here. You'll see that what it's done is Materials automatically put in these selections. So it knows that things like shower systems and tubs, those are things that need to be selected by my client. So what it's going to do is put it over here into my selections workspace, and that's going to automatically give me an outline of what it is that I need to select for this project. All right, so I'm going to talk about the automations within the selections workspace. So we talked about how your selections workspace is automatically built out as you build out your design proposal or as your construction team or your project manager builds out the estimate. But what happens in the selections workspace is that when you start to add items, let's for instance say I'm going to choose for my library on this one, and I'm going to add this wallpaper, it's going to tell me that it's ready to send. So as long as you have one option in there, it's going to give you a place to send it to your client for approval. So you can go in, you can turn things on and off, which is great. And then what it's going to do is it's going to send it over to your client automatically. Once it goes into the awaiting approval, which means it's been sent to your client, Material helps you know these are the things that are in review. So that's great from a mental perspective of just keeping track of all of your products. And then once those are approved, they're automatically going to hop over to the confirmed workspace, which means that now I can manage the procurement. So I can see these things very easily, and then I can change these statuses, which are going to be communicated to the people on my project that need to know. So once I mark that as received, anyone who is turned on for those notifications is going to get that notification, and everyone is going to be kept in the loop. So that's really great for that automatic communication. You don't need to reach out and tell your team. You don't need to draft an email. It's all going to be there. And then if I go over to my activity, another thing that Material automates for you is the communication with your client. So you can go in and Material will prepare a report for you. All you do is press prepare. Anything as far as progress pictures from the job site, um, calendar updates, things that are due or overdue, there's going to be here. If your team is tracking your time through Materio and they're writing field notes, those are going to come right into this field right here. And you can customize those and edit those, and then you can just send it over. So rather than sitting down on a Friday when you really don't want to and you're trying to send a report about what happened, not only do you have a million things going on, you have multiple projects, but you may not have even been on the job site. So your team's field notes coming into this and all the things that have happened in Materio over the week are right here. And that's going to give you just the press of a button. You're going to send it over to your client. On finances, the automations that you're going to have here are any of the overages or under on your allowances, those are going to show up here. So as your client starts to make decisions, you're going to be able to see where you're over or under on those, and they're going to be able to see that as well. The other thing it can do is track all of your change orders. So as change orders come through, that is going to show up right here. Okay, so when a project is live, Materio knows that that means the scope of work is locked in. So if I want to come in and I want to add an item here, it's going to ask me if I want to add it to a change order. So it's automatically going to create a draft change order for me. I can come in and I can change the price of things and save it. And the great thing is, once that's done, I don't have to go to my inbox. I don't have to write anything. All I do is review and send to my client. I can type a message here if I'd like, but I can send it over and they can sign it within minutes. So that means that change is never left undocumented and Materio handles it all for you automatically. Once that's approved, everyone on your project is going to get an email and it's going to say, this is confirmed, it's ready to go. And that means that there's no delay in getting the information to the field. They're going to have that in their hands on their mobile app. So those are just some of the core automations in Materio. I'd love to talk to you about what kind of workflows you'd like to have automated. You can always reach out to us at hello@materio.co.